Hi, this is Michelle Tobias. I'm the GIS data curator at the UC Davis Library, and in this video I'm going to tell you about how to use the DigitalGlobe Discover tool to help you find the data that you need to make use of the DigitalGlobe partnership that the Center for Spatial Sciences recently announced. So I'm here at discover.digitalglobe.com. And you'll see when you come to this page your pretty standard slippy map of the world. The first thing I'm going to do is search for a location that I'm interested in. So I'm just going to zoom in. You can search or you can zoom. It doesn't matter which way you go. I'm just going to zoom in to Davis. Now you have to zoom in pretty far. If you try to use too big of an area, it will give you an error message because it will have too many results. So I'm going to zoom in to campus and let's look at images for the Arboretum because that will be an interesting thing to look at. So I've zoomed in. Sometimes the map doesn't load very well, but that's okay. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on area of interest, and I'm just going to draw a rectangle, but you can choose any one of these other options. You can draw a polygon, you can enter coordinates, you can even enter a shapefile. So if you have your field sites already in a shapefile, you can upload those. But I'm just going to draw a polygon. We don't need to get too specific with this request. Sorry, let's draw a rectangle instead. That's easier. So I select draw rectangle, and then I have these crosshairs, and I'm just going to draw. So I'm clicking and dragging, and I'm going to draw my rectangle over Lake Spafford on campus, and it's going to search. It's going to take it a second. So now you can see I have several image options, but sometimes you want to get more specific. So I'm going to click on this filters button up here, and then you can see we have many options for things we can filter for. So we can pick what type of imagery. So I'm just going to say I want all imagery because I don't need stereo pairs. I can choose what type of band, so whether I need 4-band or 8-band. You can click on that and see what other options you have. Your resolution, you can actually pick how fine a resolution you want for your data. So that refers to the size of the pixels. So you have 30 centimeter pixels or 40 centimeter or 50, you get the idea. I can also filter by date. So if I'm looking for a specific date, I can filter by that. You can also weed out images based on their cloud cover, which is really handy, especially if you're working in tropical places or at a time period that can be rainy like California in the winter. You can also choose what the camera angle is. So nadir is looking straight down, and then there's the angle off nadir, so how far away is it from being completely perpendicular. And then also you can filter out by the sun elevation, so that tells you essentially what time of day it is. That can help you manage things like shadows. And then a couple more options for selection type. So I'm going to click refresh. I don't think I made any changes, so that's okay. And let's say I'm interested in a particular image. Now I can click on the plus button here and it will show me some more information. And now you can see it's automatically displaying an image over on the map canvas here, but to be honest, the DigitalGlobe interface doesn't really help you figure out which imagery is best in this interface. What I find more helpful is to click on this view link, and it's going to open up my image in another tab. This isn't a georeferenced image, it's just so you can see a preview of the image. And so you can see if I ask to download this particular image, I've got a very long image that includes a lot of extra area, which is fine. I know that it includes the area I'm interested in, but just be aware that you're not necessarily getting an image that's clipped to your area of interest that you've entered. So maybe I'm also interested in this other image, and so I can click on that. You can also see all of the data about the metadata about the image, and so I can click view and see what this image looks like. And again, this looks like it's from the same sensor, so we've got another long strip of an image that covers a lot of other area. Okay, so now that I have kind of explored some of the data, perhaps I'm interested in downloading some of the georeference data. I need to make note of both the source and the image ID, because when I can't download. So when I come to this particular interface, I can't download the imagery from here in a georeference format. We have to request the data. So I am going to come to the data request form from the Center of Spatial Sciences, and I am going to fill out the information requested. In this form, it will ask you for some information about the sensor that you're working with and the product type, and also the image IDs. All of this information comes from this DigitalGlobe page. So when you come back here, you can see that you can find out all of the information that you need for the request form here in the Discover tool from DigitalGlobe. So I would recommend making a list or a table with the image information for what you're interested in downloading before you try to fill out this form to request the data. So once again, the process for requesting data from the DigitalGlobe partnership with the UC Davis campus is to first identify your imagery that you're interested in at the discover.digitalglobe.com tool online. Make a list of the imagery that you're interested in, both the sensor type and the image IDs, and then you request the data from this data request form from Center for Spatial Sciences. And once you fill that out and submit your request, then they will process the data and send you an FTP link to download the data. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to contact me. My name is Michelle Tobias. I'm the GIS data curator at the UC Davis Library. I have drop-in hours on Wednesdays from 2 to 4 in the Shields Library map room. That's probably the easiest way to find me, or you're welcome to send me an email to make an appointment. And my email address is mmtobias@ucdavis.edu. All right, good luck and happy data hunting.